So in the last tutorial we got our first introduction to working with JSON data. Now I'm going to show you how to start using that information and start being able to iterate or move through the JSON object, grab information out of the JSON data that we're receiving, and start to make some use out of it. And this is going to be a fairly basic demonstration, but it's going to be the first step towards moving towards a very powerful, very user-friendly web application. So let's go ahead and get started. We're on demo 9. Let me show you what this does. As soon as I make the change, as you've seen before, it tells us how many results to expect. I click Get Details, and it generates a very attractive unordered list with green check marks that are set up in the cascading style sheet of style1.css. But what happens is these are actually links. If you look down here, these are actually links to maps.google.com, and then it has the information in the URL. So you notice I'm hovered over Lee County, and if you look down at the bottom left hand corner, it says and Q equals Lee County, and that means that we're able to grab this information out of the JSON object and put it in there. So if I were to hover over Flagler County, it's going to say and Q equals Flagler County. Now these links are set to open in a new window or a new tab. And what's going to happen is as soon as I click this, it's going to send me over to, as I said, a new window or a new tab, and it's going to go to Google Maps. Let me show you what that looks like. Here we go. So it just takes a second for the Google Map to fire up, and it puts a pin somewhere in the middle of Flagler County, and so that's how that works. So it's not quite a completely it's not the finished product of the JSON, or sorry, not the JSON, the Ajax web application. I lost my train of thought there for a second. But let me show you where we are in the process, and that way we can start building on this in the future demos. So I go to demo 9, open this up in Notepad++. All right, and I'll start scrolling down. We've got the jQuery latest. We've got jQuery.form.javascript. And much of this is the same as you've already seen. We're grabbing the JSON data when it's coming back. So in other words, on success, using the Ajax form plugin, we're going to fire off this function, process JSON. And this data is the JSON object. So what I want to do is I'm going to use the each function from jQuery, from the jQuery library, and I'm going to iterate or move through, cycle through every single one of these data points inside the JSON object. So I'm also setting up, I have the ability, jQuery gives us the ability to fire off a function and use this, add in I or N or whatever you want to use, but most people use I. And this will be the number. So the first one is going to be 0, the second one is going to be 1, and so this gives us another variable, another tool to work with as we're iterating through this information. And now what happens is I've set up this variable called county list, and I've set it to equal nothing, but I've set it up to equal something. What I'm saying is I set this up equals whatever, and that gives me the ability to use plus equals, which means I'm going to add on to this variable. So when it starts off, the variable is blank, but it's been set. So I start to iterate through this, and I start to build, this is HTML here, opening li tag, reference, http maps.google.com, and then here's where it gets interesting, where it says and Q equals, and then I break out by ending I use single quotes plus this dot county. Now this dot county means this refers to the JSON object, and we're looking for county data. So this dot county, and then it's going to add comma Florida. Actually, I can remove this. Plus county. Yep, I can remove that because we already have. I just noticed. Okay, because it's Clay County, Collier County, so I don't need to say Clay County County. I can just do Clay County plus Florida, comma plus Florida, target equals blank, and that target equals blank is going to open a new tab or new window. Again, I'm breaking out of my code here, and I'm doing plus this dot county, so it's putting the name of the county inside of encapsulated by this link HTML, and then I'm closing off the li tag, and I just lost my place. Closing off the li tag right here. So it's just basic HTML with this.county thrown in where I want this.county to show up, where I want the county name to show up. And then what I'm doing is once I populate that variable with all of the li and ah reference information, I'm going to take that and put it inside of the target div using the jQuery HTML function, and I'm going to use an opening unordered list HTML tag, give it an ID of county list, and then I break out, do plus county list, and that information is this right here, county list, and then I close off my unordered list. So that's it. So what happens is, hit refresh. When we make the change, it tells us how many counties, how many results to expect. Click get details, we get this nice list, but the list has, as I move over this, the list has the information. It knows where we are in the JSON object, and it creates these link tags. So I can just click any one of these, and it's going to go over to the correct location on the Google map. Now I made a change to the code, so let me pause the video and upload the new code, and then you'll be able to see that the change that I made works even better. Alright, so I'll go and grab demo9, click drag and drop. It asks me, do I want to overwrite? Yes. Alright, so let me go hit the refresh button. Let's try this again. Click Flagler County. And I thought I had made that change. Did I not save it? Oh, okay. See how it's red? I didn't save it yet. As soon as I hit File, Save, it's going to save that. Alright. I'm just trying to move too fast, so I'll click drag and drop, upload it again, hit refresh, change it, get details, click Flagler County. And now it says Flagler County, Florida, instead of what I had before, which is Flagler County, County. It's kind of redundant. So now it's Flagler County, Florida. By the time you get this code, it's going to be the corrected version, so you're not going to see that. But I just wanted to show you how I set this up, and by spotting that mistake in my jQuery code, I was able to show you exactly how we're grabbing this JSON data, where it goes, and how to set up the link tags in our unordered list.